If you would like to begin seated, you can begin in child's pose, you can begin on your back. And again, you might grab your block if you want, or your pillow to sit if you want to begin seated. But we'll begin to make our way into stillness, maybe. And take a moment to settle in, and you might just close your eyes and just take a moment to kind of consciously bring your attention into your body, right? Feel into your hands, feel into your feet, feel into your legs, feel into your arms. And notice if you may be holding any contraction in your jaw or your neck or your shoulders or your heart or your belly. And maybe you can just ease a little bit in these areas. And then we begin to cultivate our breath. We breathe in through the nose. We breathe out through the nose. Just begin to find a rhythm. Right? As you inhale, feel what happens as the breath moves in. As you exhale, feel what happens as the breath moves out. Right? We want to, again, the inhales are full. You might feel a stretch into your ribs or your back or maybe your belly. Right? As you exhale, you want to slowly exhale, maybe just slightly longer than your inhale. And just another round or so of breath. Good, and then get into some movement. So we'll make our way into a table, coming to hands and knees, and we'll get coming to table, coming onto hands and knees, and we'll have some cat-cow breaths here, or any variation that you might prefer, right? But our standard cat-cows, we'll breathe in, lower the belly, lift the head and tailbone. Exhale as you tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, lifting up through the back. And a few more, you can breathe in, opening through the front of the body. Exhale as you open through the back of the body. So a few more rounds. You might take some sort of variation here, where you kind of round back towards a child's pose. You might add some circles. You might end up more in an upward dog, right? But several more breaths here. Just beginning to open up into the body and still directing our awareness into the body, right? So we kind of are external throughout a lot of our day. So just taking time to cultivate this mind-body connection here. And so maybe another breath or two, balancing your sides. And then once you're balanced, let's come into our table again, finding a neutral spine. I'm going to work with some balancing tables. So we'll extend the right leg back first. Option to extend your left arm or not. Right? You can leave your hand down if you like. But we'll come back to some movement. So you might inhale, and maybe if you lift up higher here, as you exhale, round and tuck like the cat. Again, inhale as you lengthen out. Option to have your arm lifted or not, but as you exhale, we tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, round like the cat. Breathing in, we open, extend out, maybe arch even a bit, and then exhale as you tuck and round. Good, let's extend out with our inhale. Bring everything down as you exhale, and then just a few breaths to do anything you like. You might come back into a child's pose and rest. You might come back to some cat-cow breaths or some kind of organic or somatic movement. Right? You might just sit, right? But your choice, just take a few moments to do as you wish, still cultivating the mind-body connection and cultivating the breath. And when we're ready, we'll come back into our tables. Again, we'll ground through the hands and the knees. This time we'll extend the left leg back. Good option if you want to extend your right arm or not, right? It doesn't matter if the arm's lifted or not, but we'll inhale. You might lift the heel higher, maybe lift the head. As you exhale, we'll tuck and round like the cat. Again, we'll breathe in, extend, and lengthen out. Exhale, pressing down through, especially the left hand, rounding out. One more time, you'll inhale, lengthen, maybe lift. Exhale, tuck, and round. We'll inhale, lengthen out. Bring everything down as you exhale, and then again, a few breaths to do whatever you like. You might need to stretch the legs out. Again, you might want to rest. You might need a little bit of movement. You might need more stillness. And we'll come into the body. Notice what you feel. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll all meet in a downward dog. Right? So we can, from our table, you can tuck your toes, lift the knees, take a couple breaths to pedal the feet out. You might bend the one knee, press the opposite heel towards the ground. You may even add a little twist or shift in your hips as you do this, beginning to open up into the side body as well. Good, so last breath where you are. And then we'll bring the knees, no, let's take an inhale, I apologize, an inhale here. And then feet to the top of your mat as you exhale for a standing forward fold. We'll lift up halfway with your inhale, lengthening through the spine. And then exhale as you fold, relaxing neck and shoulders. We'll repeat that. Halfway up, we lengthen the spine. And then exhale as you fold. This time, come to stand. Inhale your arms all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. Good. Stay here for a breath. And feel into the soles of your feet to lift up out of the hips. And we'll do our sun salutation A variation. So you'll inhale, lift both arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Plank with your in-breath. Lower down as you exhale. Lift head and shoulders up as you breathe in. Downward dog as you breathe out. Good. We'll take 2 breaths in here. 1 deep breath out. Good. It's another breath in. Feet to the top of your mat as you exhale. Lift halfway up. Breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand with your in-breath. Lift your arms. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good. We'll keep moving. Inhale, lift both arms overhead. Let's lower the right hand down, lean to the right as you exhale, opening the left side body. Come back through center as you breathe in. And then left hand lowers, we lean to the left as the exhale, opening the right side. Come back through center, breathe in, forward fold as you breathe out. Halfway lift as you inhale. Hands to your mat with your exhale. Plank as you breathe in. Lower down as you breathe out. Cobra or upward dog as you inhale. Downward dog as you exhale. This time we'll stay here, maybe 3 breaths or so. Right, be active in your hands. Relax through the back of the neck. Lifting hips up away from your shoulders, so up high. And then from here, we'll lift the right foot up towards the sky with the inhale. Bend the knees, stack the hips as you exhale. Take 1 breath in here. 1 breath out. 3-legged dog as you inhale. We'll step to the top of the mat with the exhale. Find your crescent as you breathe in. Steady here as you breathe out. We'll bring the hands to the heart with your inhale. And we'll twist to the right with the exhale. We'll just stay here, 2 deep breaths in and out. You have the option to open your hands or not. Last in breath. Right, slow breath out. And then we'll come to the center. Breathe in. Reach your arms overhead. And then bring your left hand down to the ground as you exhale. Right hand opens up to the sky. All right, so we're going to spend a couple breaths here, opening that right shoulder up. Good. And then we'll bring left knee down. Right? And we're going to keep the twist though. So your left knee comes down. You may untuck the toes, right? But keep reaching that right hand up and back. So we're opening hips a bit more here. Last in breath. You'll bring both hands down as you exhale. We're going to shift backwards. So a little hamstring stretch here, stretching the front leg out. You might lift the toes. We can fold from your hips, relax your upper back, your neck, your shoulders. 2 more breaths. So breathe in slowly. Breathe out more slowly. Last breath here. And then as you inhale, you can lift your heart back up. Lunge forward as you exhale. Right, hands plant into the mat. We'll tuck the left toes, lift the knee. We'll step back into plank as you breathe in. Lower down as you breathe out. Lift head and shoulders up as you inhale, and then back to your downward dog as you exhale. A nice deep breath here. And with your next in-breath, it's your left foot to the sky. We'll bend the knee and stack the hips as we exhale. 1 breath in, 1 breath out. 3-legged dog with your inhale. Step to the top of your mat as you exhale. Find your crescent as you breathe in. Steady here as you breathe out. Hands come to your heart with your inhale. Twist to your left as you exhale. So 2 breaths here. You may open your arms or not. Right, 1 more breath in, breath out, and then come to the center. Inhale, reach both arms up to the sky, and then bring your right hand down to the ground as you exhale. Left hand reaches up, left shoulder reaches up. So a nice deep twist. Right, we're opening up through the hips as well, and then we'll bring the right knee down. Right, you can leave the toes tucked or untucked, and you might even open, I didn't say this on the other side, but you might open your left knee out away from you as you come onto the outside edge of the foot. Right, 1 more breath here. And then you can bring your left hand down. We'll shift backwards. So you'll stretch your left leg out. Right? You can lift your toes, fold from your hips, relaxing the upper back, the neck, the shoulders, and the jaw. Right? And then steadying the breath. In slowly, out more slowly. Last breath here. And then we'll lift our heart up, inhaling, lunging forward as we exhale. Firm your hands into the mat. We'll tuck the back toes under, lift the knee. Step back to plank as you breathe in. Lower down as you breathe out. Lift head and shoulders up as you inhale. Back to downward dog as you exhale. Good, nice deep breath here. Good. Let's take another breath in. Bring your feet to the top of your mat as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand, inhale your arms all the way up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good, nice deep breath here. Good, before we move on, I want to do a dancer, and you might just do a baby dancer where you just begin to open up the quads and the hip flexors a bit. So we'll build it into our flow later, but for now I just want to begin with a regular kind of baby dancer. You'll have your right foot grounded. You'll bend your left knee, left hand comes to the foot. It may come to the inside of the foot, right, where you kind of rotate the hand out so you get open in the shoulder. Right, the right hand reaches up, and you want to keep reaching that right hand up. You can press the foot into the hand if you want to. Right, you might just work on kind of tucking the tailbone, getting the knees in line, right, opening up through the front of the body. Last breath in whatever dancer variation you were in, and then try to move through your stork. So release the foot, right, lift your knee up in front of you as you inhale, and then mountain pose as you exhale. And take a moment, right, notice how you feel. You might need a wiggle or shake. And we'll do a half salutation to kind of reset. Right, so we'll begin, lift your arms overhead, forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold. Come to stand, inhale, arms all the way up. Hands to your heart as you exhale. Good, take a nice deep breath here. And then we'll switch sides. So you'll ground through your left foot. And you can bend your right knee. Right hand reaches for the foot. And again, if you want to open through the shoulder, you can turn the hand back. So you're externally rotating, opening through the chest. Your left arm reaches up. Right? And you might just stay here and work on pulling the foot in, or maybe bringing, again, the knees in alignment. Right? You might lift the foot. And so wherever you are, try to breathe. One more breath. And then slowly move through your stork. So release the foot. Right? Lift the knee up as you inhale. And then mountain pose as you exhale. Nice, guys. Take a nice deep breath. Maybe a cleansing breath. Notice how you feel. Good. We'll move on. As you breathe in, lift your arms overhead. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Plank with your inhale. Lower down as you exhale. Head and shoulders lift as you breathe in. Downward dog as you breathe out. We're going to take a nice deep breath here. And then it's your right foot to the sky as you inhale. Bend the knee and stack the hips as you exhale. Full round of breath in. Full breath out. Three-legged dog as you inhale. Step to the top of the mat as you exhale. Find your crescent as you breathe in. And steady here as you breathe out. So we're going to move into our stork first from here. So we'll shift the weight into the right foot with the inhale. Draw the back knee up with the exhale. And then we'll come into a dancer variation. So you can bring the left hand to the foot. Again, you might just stay with that kind of baby dancer, just opening up into the hip flexors, the quads, the abs. Or again, you can lift the back leg, but keep lifting your heart up. Right? Try not to drop down too low, but keep lifting up through the right side. Keep breathing wherever you are. Maybe one more breath, and then we'll come back into our stork. So release the foot, right? Lift the knee, take a breath in, and then back to your crescent as you breathe out. Good. From here, we'll breathe in. Bring the left hand down to the ground as you exhale. Right hand up to the sky. So again, twisting, opening. One more breath like this. Good. And again, we'll bring the back knee down. Right? And you can untuck the toes, but keep sinking your left hip down, but keep rotating the right shoulder back. So we're working opposite hip and shoulder, kind of cross lateral stuff here. Take another round of breath in, and then as you exhale, come back. Good. We're going to come out and take several breaths. You might want to flow out of this. You might want to counter stretch out of this. All right, but a few breaths to kind of explore, notice what's going on in the body, in the mind, in the heart. Come back to breath, right? Balance the breath. Good. We'll meet in downward dog when you're ready. And then once you're ready, it's your left foot to the sky. Breathe in, bend the knee and stack the hips as you breathe out. Take a breath in, a breath out. Three-legged dog with your inhale. Step to the top of your mat as you exhale. Find your crescent again, breathing in. Steadying here as you breathe out. We'll move into our stork first, so weight shifts forward as you inhale. Exhale, lift the back leg up. And you can stay here, you can come into your baby dancer or a bigger dancer. Right hand to foot. Again, try to keep lifting the left side up. Maybe the right side lifts, maybe not. Try to keep breathing. Good. One more breath in your dancers, and then slowly try to move back into your stork. Take a breath in your stork, and then crescent as you breathe out. Take an inhale in your crescent, and then the right hand comes down to the ground as you breathe out, left hand to the sky. So we're twisting, opening the shoulder, the heart up towards the sky. And then we'll lower, again, the back knee down. You may or may not untuck the toes. But we want to, again, really melt the hips down, but keep lifting that left shoulder up and away. If you want, you can allow the left knee to roll out. Last in-breath here, and then as you exhale, you can come out and take a few breaths again to just kind of move or make it up. You can find stillness. You can close your eyes and just kind of feel, right? But several breaths for yourself. You're kind of building in your personal practice into these group settings. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll meet in our table. So, we're going to meet in a table. I'm going to explore something. We're going to do, so we're going to come back to our, what are these? The balancing tables. And we're going to hold it for a little bit. And some of you may want to practice this bind where you take your opposite hand of foot. Right, and then eventually you can have the option to try that standing. So begin in your table, and we'll all extend the right leg back. Right, so right leg extends back. Right, if you want to, you can extend the left arm. Right, and if you want to add on from here, you can bend the right knee and reach the left arm out back. Try to find the foot or the ankle, and you'll press, lift. Right, maybe the right side lifts too. Try for one more breath, right? Even if you're just extended out and holding, right? And then we'll all slowly release down and take a few breaths to do whatever you would like here. Right? You might want some movement, some stillness. You might need to kind of wiggle it out or stretch it out, right? So, again, just kind of exploring the space. Good, and then we'll meet back in our tables. And we'll begin by extending the left leg back. And again, you're welcome to just stay here and work in strength and balance. You're welcome if you want to extend your right arm out. Again, stay here, work on strength and balance. Or you can bend your left knee, reach the right hand back for the foot or the ankle. You can press the foot into the hand, lift Lift up through the heart, and keep breathing in any of your variations. Yeah, so it's opposite hand to ankle. And then we'll all release with control, move out nice and slowly, and then again, a few breaths to just do whatever your body might need, whatever your mind might need, your heart might need here. Good. So maybe another breath or so, and then we'll meet in downward dog this time. So coming into our downward dogs. And you're grounded into your hands. Relax in the neck. Open through the side body here. We'll lift the right foot up towards the sky, breathing in. Bend the knees, stack the hips as you breathe out. One breath in, one breath out. Three-legged dog with your inhale. Step to the top of your mat as you exhale. We'll come into crescent, breathing in. Again, grounding here as we breathe out. We're going to move into stork again. So weight shifts forward, draw the back knee up. So options, you're welcome to stay in your stork. You're welcome to do your regular dancer, or you might try your reverse dancer, taking the right hand to the left foot. So your choice, or you know, true, you can do it, but wherever you are, try to breathe, slow, steady breaths. And if you fall out, just slowly come back into it. Maybe one more breath in whatever balance variation you're in, and then slowly try to move back through your stork. Take an inhale and then step back to crescent as you exhale. And it's a breath in here. Left hand down to the ground as you breathe out. Right hand to the sky. So again, we're opening, rotating, right shoulder up. Hips are sinking. Good, and then, yeah, right foot forward, left foot back. Then we'll bring the left knee down, and we're going to come into a lizard variation. So some of you might want to lower your right hand down, bring it into the inside of that right foot. Some of you may want to keep reaching back, right? Reach the hand to the opposite foot. Right? You might want to lower the upper body down. Right? So several breaths in a lizard variation. Right? You can have your hand grounded, you can have the elbow grounded, right? But breathe, slow breaths in, even slower breaths out. Good. Again, you don't have to do that foot bind. You can do any lizard variation. Right? Maybe another round or so of breath in your lizard. And then again, you're free to come out and take several breaths, again, to do whatever your body, your mind, your heart might like here. You might find movement. You might take stillness. You might need to stretch in some way. You might need to strengthen and move some more energy, right? So again, personal practice here. Good, and then maybe another round or two of breath, and we'll come back into our downward dogs. So from downward dog, we'll get grounded in our hands, relax in the neck, open through the side body. And then it's your left foot that reaches to the sky as you inhale. Bend the knees, stack the hips as you exhale. It's a breath in here, and the breath out. Three-legged dog as you inhale. Step to the top of your mat as you exhale. Crescent as you breathe in. Steady here as you breathe out. We'll come into stork again. So the inhale, kind of shift the weight. Exhale, draw the back knee up. And again, you can stay in stork. You can do your regular dancer, same hand to foot, or you can do your reverse dancer, opposite hand to foot. Right, whatever you choose, try to breathe. Right, if you're in a dancer variation, try to keep the lift up through the chest and the heart space. Okay, maybe one more breath, slow breath in, slow breath out, and then you'll move through stork. Right, so you might lift the knee up, take a breath in, and we'll all step back to crescent with the exhale. Take an inhale here, right hand down to the ground as you breathe out, left hand to the sky. So this is a really nice twist. I can get some wonderful adjustments here in my body, right, if I kind of open the heart up a little bit farther. Right, and then from here, we'll come into a lizard variation. So again, you're welcome to bring the knee down. You might bring your left hand down. You might keep reaching it back for the opposite foot. Right? You can bring the upper body down if you want to. You can lift it up. Whatever lizard variation you want to do. Take a good 3 or so more slow breaths, right, in your lizard variation. Deep inhales, right, slower exhales. Good, maybe another breath or so. And then you can come out again and this time to just explore the space. Right? Notice how the body feels, how the mind feels, how the heart feels. Right? And then come back to breath. Right? Steady the breath. And so maybe another breath or so. I'm going to come back into downward dog when you are ready. And taking a moment in your downward dog. From here, let's take an inhale. Bring your feet to the top of your mat as you exhale. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Exhale as you fold, and we'll spend a few breaths in a standing forward fold of your choice. It might be ragdoll, it might be bind with your hands or your arms. But be sure to release the neck, and maybe you bend your knees a little bit so the stretch moves out of the hamstrings and maybe more into your back. You can be still or you can sway a bit. Breath is important though. Maybe another breath here. Good, and then you can release your arms, and nice and slowly we'll come up to stand. But we're going to roll up, try to stretch your back all the way up the spine as you round up. Once you're at the top, just take a moment to feel and notice what you can notice. And with your next in-breath, reach your arms overhead, maybe a little bit of a back bend here. Forward fold as you exhale. Halfway lift, breathing in. Hands to your mat as you breathe out. Plank as you inhale. Lower down as you exhale. Lift head and shoulders up as you breathe in. Downward dog as you breathe out. And then we'll take a couple breaths here in our downward dogs. Maybe shake the head out. And we're going to inhale your right foot to the sky. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, stack the hips. We're going to spend maybe 3 breaths here. So you're welcome to, if you want to, flip over into your wild thing, where your right toes can lower down. You come to the outside edge of the left foot. You rotate the hips, the heart up towards the sky. And you're all welcome to stay in your half wild thing. Right? Nice. If you're in your wild thing, slowly come out. Right? We'll all inhale right foot up towards the sky and come into a half pigeon as you exhale, bringing your knee up to the top of the mat. So knee comes down. You want to work your right foot out from under the body. Back knee lowers, and maybe we lift up for this one. Right? So we kind of get open up into the front of the left hip, maybe up into the heart, maybe up into your throat if you lift your chin. And then take one more breath upright, and then you can fold forward whenever you're ready. So maybe the elbows come down to the ground, maybe your forehead comes to a block or a pillow or your arms, so you can relax your neck, relax your shoulders and your jaw and your feet and your hand, right? And then we breathe, consciously moving the breath in, out, even more slowly than you've breathed in. And a couple more times here. Maybe one more breath, and you're welcome to stay where you are. You're welcome to come out if you want to. You might want to lift up and work on our mermaid variation, where we kind of lift the heart up. You can bend your left knee. Maybe you reach your left hand back for the foot, right? Getting a quad stretch. If that happens, your foot might slip into your left elbow. The right hand reaches up. You might find your fingertips. Maybe not. Right, so you don't have to. Take a couple breaths to do whatever you want, right? And then in a moment we'll switch sides. So right, you might want to add on, you might want to come out and move, you might want to flow, you might again stretch in a different way, but just a few breaths for yourself. Good. And then we'll meet in our downward dogs once again. And we'll come into downward dog. From here, it's your left foot to the sky with your inhale. And you can bend the knee and stack the hips as you exhale. And you're welcome to stay here, or you can come into your wild thing. The left toes step down behind you. Right, we rotate the hips, rotate the heart up towards the sky. You want to try to straighten the right leg. Right, take one more breath if you're in your wild thing. And then we'll all meet back in a three-legged dog. Take a breath in, and then half pigeon as you breathe out, bringing your knee up to the top of the mat as you exhale. Right, work the foot out a bit, back knee comes down, hips lower, and we may lift upright first, right? So we open into the front of the right side of the body, and you might even kind of lift the chin, right? Maybe even do a neck stretch or circle here. Okay, last breath upright, and then you can fold forward. Right, upper body lowers, the elbows may come down to the ground. Maybe the head can rest somewhere so that you can relax the neck and the jaw and the hands and the shoulders and the belly and the feet, right? And we consciously breathe. Breathe in, feel what happens with your in-breath. Breathe out more slowly with your exhale. So we breathe out extra, extra slow, and we try to release any contraction or any stuff that might be held within our bodies. Right? So another round or two of breath like this. And then again, you're welcome to stay here. You're welcome to come out completely, right? Or maybe we'll add on a bit by lifting your heart up again. And you want to get that kind of lift up out of the hips. You might bend the right knee, reach the hand back for the foot. And you're working on a quad stretch here. You may slip the foot into the hand or into the elbow. Right? Left arm might reach up and over. Maybe not, right? None of it's necessary. Right? You can breathe maybe another breath or two, and you can come out, take several breaths to do whatever you would like. Right? Again, you might just close your eyes and see what your body needs. Right? Take a few breaths to do that. And then we're going to meet in a seated posture when you're ready. Seated posture first, extending both legs out. And we'll breathe in, sit up nice and tall. Forward fold as you exhale, relax into your neck, your shoulders, and your jaw, and try to lengthen through your side body. So you're almost like pulling your ribs out towards your knees. Okay, breathe, slow, smooth breaths. Good, and then with your next inhale, we'll lift and rise back up. And then we pause with the exhale. Nice deep breath here. Good. So, we're going to take, I think I'm backwards at home. Is this your left leg? Left leg or right leg? I don't know. Take this leg out. I think it's mirrored, so we're opposite. So is that, I don't know. Anyways, this leg goes out. This leg bends in, so it's going to kind of angle out to the side. And we'll do some lateral stretches first. So we'll inhale, reach the arm up on the bent leg side, right? And the leg, or the hand on the straight leg, or as we exhale, we're gonna slide that hand down as that top arm reaches over. And then we breathe, breathe in, breathe out. We're gonna do a few more breaths here. And you may or may not play around with maybe bending the arm, take it behind the head. You might take a half bind around the lower back, and you might work on rotating the shoulder up or rotating the shoulder down, feeling how that stretches through that side body, right? So we're working the side body here. And maybe another breath or two, right? Slow breaths in, slower breaths out. And then whenever you're ready, we'll rise back up to center with an inhale. Relax your arms down as you exhale and just take a moment, right? Notice what you feel within the body. All right, I gotta figure something out. So, is this your left leg? Yes, okay. Good. I was like, yes or no, yeah. So this is your left, okay. So this is the left side for you guys at home. We're gonna take the right hand, place it behind you, and you're gonna have your fingertips kind of face away from you. Your left arm, we're gonna reach up, and this is kind of like a back bend or a heart opener. So we're gonna lift the hips, we're gonna reach that left arm overhead. So we're opening into the front of the hips. Take one more breath in here, and then as you exhale, we'll release the hips back down. You can come out. We'll be switching sides in a moment, right? But you might want to shake it out, tap the feet out, do a wiggle. And then we'll switch sides. So it'll be your right leg that comes out and then the left leg that comes in. And this is, you'll definitely feel it in the hamstrings, but I want you to focus more on the left side and just feeling kind of how that stretches and lengthens there. So you can bring your right hand to your leg, left arm reaches up as you inhale, and then lean over as you exhale. I can't go as far as this side, right? But we can take a few breaths, and again, you're welcome to kind of play around. You might kind of bend the arm, take the hand behind the head. You can do a half bind where you reach it around your lower back. You might even find your inner right thigh. Now you can work on opening the chest up or turning the chest down. Right? But again, we're opening up into this left side body here. Try another breath or two. Good, and then when you're ready, we'll come back out, inhaling, and then relax as you exhale. Take a few breaths and for yourself. Good, and then we'll do that, I don't even know what it's called, I don't know, there's all kinds of different names, but it's your left hand behind your hip kind of area, fingertips face away from you, and you can adjust, right? You might need to pull your legs in or out, but you'll inhale, you'll reach that right arm up, lift your hips up, and we're opening through the front of the hips to the heart. You might even lift your chin, opening through the throat. Last in-breath, and then you can release back down as you exhale. And again, a few breaths just to kind of do whatever you want here. Good. So let's do a seated twist. Take your left ankle over the right leg. You may or may not want to bend your bottom leg, bringing the foot back by the sit bones. Try not to shift out of the seat or the sit bones. Try to ground through just both sit bones, lengthen up. We'll take an inhale and then twist to your left as you exhale. Right, so you can take the elbow in front of the knee, around the knee, and you may even take your other hand around, try to find you. You can do a bind here. Oh, I can't do it. Right, take another 2 deep breaths in. Again, slower breaths out. One more breath in. Exhale slowly, and then you can come out of your twist. And again, a few moments for yourself. Right, like a fold here, kind of like a Gomukhasana. Sometimes lateral stretches are nice. Sometimes I gotta stretch my legs out. Again, totally whatever your body needs today. Right? And then we switch sides when you're ready. And it would be your right ankle over the left leg. You can leave your left leg straight or bent, totally up to you. But try not to move and crunch out of the alignment and grounding through your sit bones. And you can breathe in, and you can twist as you breathe out. So you'll twist towards your bent leg. And try for 2 breaths in, slower breaths out. One more time, breathe in. Exhale all the breath out. Good, and then we'll come back through center. Right, a few breaths for yourself here. You might add on, you might come out. Right, but again, time for you. Good, and then we'll come down. Let's come to our backs when you're ready. We'll come to the back, bring your knees into your chest, and you might find a little bit of movement if you like, maybe rocking side to side a bit, kind of massaging around the lower back and around your sacrum, around your hips. And let's take a nice breath or so on your back. Good, and then do a little bit of core work. So let's extend the arms and the feet up towards the sky. We'll take an inhale, and as you exhale, we'll lift the head and shoulders up, try to reach up for the toes. And then as you breathe in, you can lower head and shoulders down. Exhale, we're going to press the lower back down to lift as much as the upper back up. Again, we'll breathe in, lower down. Exhale, lift up. One more time. Breathe in nice and slowly. And then exhale, lift up, get all the breath out. And then breathe in as you lower down. You can relax everything down as you exhale. Get a nice deep breath here. Feel the energy within your body. And then we'll do some dynamic bridge poses to again open up into the front of the body. So feet are in close to the buttocks, hip distance, hands at your sides. As you inhale, we'll lift the hips and the hands, so backs of the hands touch the ground. Exhale, hips and hands come back down to the ground. Again, we'll breathe in, lifting hips and hands up. And then exhale, resting hips and hands back down. Good. Last one like that. Deep breath in. Nice smooth breath out. Good. And then take a nice deep breath here. And then we'll come back into a little bit more core work. So knees come into the chest. This is more like a Pilates move, but it works too. We sometimes call it our boat and canoe, but I'll start with the easiest variation. You'll leave your head and shoulders down. Right? As you inhale, you'll just take your arms overhead and your feet may extend towards the sky. Right? As you exhale, we'll all tuck back in. Right? If you want harder, you can extend the legs out more towards the ground, arms overhead, and then as you exhale, we tuck back in. Right? If you want even harder, you can lift your head and shoulders. Inhale as you extend and open out to like a canoe, and then exhale and tuck back in. Last one, hardest one, right? You can inhale, open out, and as you exhale, reach your hands and your feet up. Right, maybe try one more of those. Breathe in, and then exhale, lift up. One more just for fun. Breathe in as you open, and then exhale, lift up. Good, we'll all inhale and release down with the exhale. Take a few moments for yourself, right? Maybe a cleansing breath or two. Good, so we're going to do one back bend that we hold for a couple breaths. So it could be our bridge and we stay here, or some of you might prefer your wheel where you bring your hands up by your ears. But either way, you'll begin with your feet grounded, hip distance. And as you inhale, you'll lift your hips up, right? Staying lifted as you exhale. You might adjust your arms, right? You might even lift the head up if you want to, but 2 more breaths in whatever back bend, heart opener variation you like. Right? Maybe last in breath, and then everybody can release down with the exhale. And take a few breaths again for yourself. You might find movement or stillness, but awareness within the body. Notice how you feel. Good. Maybe another round or so of breath, and then we'll bring knees into the chest again. And maybe a little bit of movement, massaging the lower back, working the fascia in this area. Sacrum, hip area, lower back area. And then we'll come back to center. And let's rest the left foot down to the ground. And we'll come into a half happy baby pose on the right. So your right knee will come out to the right side. Foot opens up towards the sky. We might reach for the foot or maybe just the calf or the ankle. And try to relax your right shoulder back. Find spinal alignment here. You might want to adjust your left arm or your left leg. You might be still. You might even rock a bit side to side. Try to breathe. Right? Deep inhales. Even slower exhales. Okay, one more breath. Good, and then we'll release. Go ahead, release the side. Take a few breaths to do what you want. I was going to add on. You might want to add on a half lotus. It might be too much though. You would take your right foot into your left hip crease, left hand to the foot, and then you open your right knee out. And this should open up inner thighs, hips, or maybe even to the hip flexors. So your choice. Right? We'll take another round or so of breath, and then again we'll switch sides. Good. So when you're ready to switch sides, I like to begin with both knees into the chest, just kind of to reset the pelvis, align the spine. Right? And then you'll lower the right foot down, half happy baby pose on the left, so the left foot opens up. You might grab the foot or the ankle or the calf, but again, try to keep the spinal alignment here. You can adjust your right side to any variation that might feel better for you. Right? And then you can be still, or maybe you move a little bit. You might even kind of straighten and bend in the knee, feel how that stretches in the hamstrings or the hips or the back or wherever. One more breath like this. Good. And then again, you're welcome to come out of this if you want, stay longer, or maybe you try the half lotus where you extend your right leg out. You would kind of take your right hand to the left foot, guiding it to the right hip crease, and then you would open the left knee out away from you, opening into the front of the hip, and maybe even to the psoas. You can even take the left arm overhead if you want. And another breath or so. And then again, you're welcome to come out, take a few breaths to do whatever you would like. And noticing again how you feel. Good, and then both knees to the chest again. Hands to the kneecaps, and we're going to do a few twists. So let's open the arms out to the sides at a T. And we'll move with the breath a couple times. Again, if you want more core work, you can extend the legs. That makes it harder, right? But your choice. We'll take an inhale first, and then twist to your left as you exhale. Come back through center again as you breathe in. And then legs or knees to the right as you exhale. And then repeat. Right? Slow breath in, really fill up as you come through center. Extra slow breath out as you twist to the left. Back through center with your inhale. Extra slow breath to the right as you exhale. Again, one more time on each side on your own. Right? You might close your eyes. I notice how you feel as you're moving. You're really articulating the movement here. Combining the breath with the movement. Good. And then after you complete your right side, you can come into a twist of your choice on the left side. And so often I'll just allow my legs to fall off to the left and stay there. Sometimes I want a little bit more, so I'll stretch my left leg out. Right, and then take the left hand to the knee and guide that knee over. And you can take eagle legs if you want eagle legs. You can take a different twist if you like. But maybe 2 or 3 breaths in a twist variation. Right, knowing the breath is important to make your inhale full. Good. Exhale long, slow, complete breaths out. Good. Last breath here. When you're finished, you're welcome to come out, take a few breaths for yourself. And sometimes some knee circles are nice here. Sometimes some stillness is nice. Yeah, you might find your happy baby pose again. Good. Again, we'll kind of come back to knees to chest, again, just to kind of recenter, reset. And then we'll switch sides. So your legs might just fall to the right, or you might stretch your right leg out first. Take right hand to the left knee, guide it over. The left arm might be out to your left side at the shoulder height, right, opening through the chest possibly. Right, and then breath in, extra slow breath out. You might close your eyes, come into the body, see where you might be contracted, see if you can relax anywhere. Maybe one more breath. And then when you're ready, you can come out of this, take a few moments just to do whatever you like, and feeling what you can feel. Good, and then let's bring knees into chest, hands to the kneecaps, and maybe a little bit of rock side to side, or some circles. But then I want to open up. It's just a full body stretch. So we'll extend both legs out, take both arms overhead. Nice full body stretch. And then we'll add in our banana stretch. So we'll take the right foot over to the right, left foot over towards it. Try to keep both hips down. You may or may not want to adjust your upper body to the right. Right, but just a few breaths. We're opening into the left side body here. Right, we're going to relax the arms, relax the legs, relax the face, the feet, right, and breathe into the space. Inhale. And then exhale. Long, slow, complete breaths out. Last breath here. And then with your next in-breath, you can move through center. You might take a moment or two in the center, and then whenever you're ready, we can switch sides. So legs will go over to the left, but make sure you're not twisting and lifting the right hip up. The right hip stays down, right? We just kind of slide the leg over. If you want to, you can adjust the upper body over. We're lengthening into the right side of the body here. And as the breath moves in, you can expand and stretch into the right side. As the breath moves out, we can maybe relax a bit more, release some of the tension or the stress or the stuff that's just been in their bodies, kind of weighing us down. And so last breath here. And then when you're ready, then you can move back through center. Again, maybe a moment for yourself. You might bring your knees into your chest again, coming back to the circles, or again, maybe just stillness for a moment. And we're going to come into an inversion of your choice next. Right? So maybe you do a full happy baby pose, since we did our halves. Maybe you would prefer just a dead bugs pose, or a shoulder stand, or a plow, or a deaf man's pose, or a headstand, or maybe you have a block at home or a pillow that you want to do a supported bridge pose. Right, so your choice, you want to do something that lifts the hips and or the feet above the heart. And so any inversion of your choice. Right, and then we just take a good 4, maybe 5 breaths in your inversion. Right, slow breaths in. Even slower breaths out. Right, releasing any contraction or tension or tightness, stuff that might be in the body. So maybe another breath or two. And you can definitely add in anything else that you might like before Shavasana. Right, but we want to be sure we allow plenty of time for Shavasana, for stillness, and this time to just come into being in our bodies. Right, but again, you're welcome to add in anything more if you want a different twist or stretch or strengthen or whatever you need. But I will give you the cues for Shavasana so you know where to go when you're ready, and as a reminder. But again, take your time if you're not ready. Right, Shavasana cues are to have your legs extended out, a little wider than hip distance. Toes roll outwards, arms come to the sides, a little bit of space between the arms and the ribs. However, if your lower back is uncomfortable, you can bend your knees, tuck the tailbone a bit so the lower back's grounded. You might bring your knees together. You might slide something underneath the knees, right, like a pillow or blanket or a bolster. Right? But otherwise, just relax. Right? Allow the eyes to close. Right? You might tuck your shoulder blades underneath the body a bit. You might relax your fingers or your toes. And I sit up, so to remain alert. And your job is to just relax completely. I'll go through a guided relaxation just to kind of go through the different body parts and help to release any contraction that you might not have been aware of before. Right, so once you're settled in, again, take your time if you're not ready, but once you're settled in, we allow the breath to just find its own rhythm. Right, we don't slow the breath anymore. We don't control the breath. We don't alter the breath. We did, right, intentionally to prepare ourselves for this, but now it's time to just relax completely. Right, and then your eyes can close and we just move our awareness around in the body and feel and notice what we can notice. Right, we feel into the crown of the head and just maybe you feel a tingling or relaxing into the crown of the head. And you can feel into your forehead, relaxing into your forehead. And you feel into your eyebrows, relax around your eyebrows and that space between your eyebrows. And you feel into your temples, relaxing into your temples. And you feel into your cheeks, relaxing your cheeks. And you feel into your nose, relax your nose. Relax your jaw, so maybe allow some space between your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax the back of your neck, even kind of behind your ears, all the way down your neck, into the sides of your neck, into the front of your neck and your throat. And you can feel this relaxing move into your upper back and the shoulders and the chest space. And you might feel it kind of spread down your arms, relaxing into your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, your hands and your fingers. You can feel into the front of your body, so your chest, your belly, feeling into the back of your body, so the upper back, middle back, lower back. Feel into the sides, so in your armpits, that space in your ribs and the side body, and the space below the ribs, above the hips and the side body. And just feeling this relax. And then everything inside relaxes. So the belly, the organs, the glands, the heart, space around the heart and the chest all relax. Let me feel into our glutes and our thighs, relaxing these big strong muscles, relaxing into your knees, relaxing into your lower legs, and into your ankles, into your feet, and into your toes. Once the body is fully relaxed, we continue to try to relax our minds by just noticing when we're thinking. Notice what the thoughts may be, and then know that you have a choice on whether you stay with the thinking or whether you redirect and send your attention back into your body. And notice what you can feel. And see if you can relax a bit more. See if you can feel the breath, or see if you can feel your heartbeat, or maybe with your inner ear you can hear your heart beating. So nothing right or wrong to feel or do. It's just a matter of moving away from thinking and redirecting and sending our attention back into feeling and being. Right? This is really, really, really healthy for our minds and our bodies. And so know that this is a good practice, and just keep coming back into relaxing and being here. Another moment where you are. And back into your body, noticing how your body feels, your mind feels. You're knowing that you are neither your mind nor your body, you are this observer. And you have this choice on where you place your attention, and in your choice is where your power and your freedom is. And so when you're ready, you can bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes. Maybe deepen your breath here, reawakening your body. You can stretch your hands and your feet and your arms and your legs. Take your time. When you're ready, you can bend your knees. Make your way to lie on either side in the fetal position. for a breath or two. And then whenever you're ready, you can make your way back up to seated. We'll bring our hands together at our hearts. And just take a moment. You might close your eyes again, coming into the space of your body and knowing that you have a choice on where your attention is, and know that where your attention is affects the way we feel in our body. So maybe you can come back into your body, moving away from the mind. Maybe you can alter your breath to change, again, the way the body feels. So I thank each of you so much for your practices. Namaste.